important set of earnings coming in from Trent, whose standalone year-on-year revenue stood at 4,781 crore versus 3,992 crore, up 19.8% year-on-year. The PAT has come in at 422.6 crore versus 342.15 crore. To understand more about these numbers, I'm joined by my colleague Snehi. Snehi, take us through the numbers.
Well, absolutely. If you take a look at Trent's numbers on a sequential, on a year-on-year basis and on a standalone basis, the revenue has come in at 4,781 crores compared to 3,992 crores, which is exactly in line with our estimates of 4,790 crores. This is the consensus estimates across brokerages. But something key to note over here is that revenue in the quarter one update, the management had pegged this figure to be 5,061 crores. So if you compare it with their update that they had given to us 1 month ago, it's a 5.5% drop compared to the update, but nonetheless in line with what the brokerages were expecting. Now talking about the net profit figure, this has come in at 423 crores compared to 342 crores, up 23.5% on a year-on-year basis. We were expecting 390 crores, so much higher than our estimates and doing well on the profitability front. EBITDA 2 is a beat versus our estimates because that number has come in at 838 crores. Our poll was 730 crores. So this is an uptick of 37% on a year-on-year basis and almost 15% higher than what we were pegging for this metric. So EBITDA 2 beat, and margin also has come in at 17.5%. We were in fact expecting some margin pressure. So the year ago number was 15.3%. We were hoping for 15.1, but this 17.5% figure is a very pleasant surprise coming in from Trent. As of now, we only first take from the numbers, but we'll get more clarity on the same-store sales growth, which is an important metric to watch out for, and the revenue per square feet, as and when the press release, investor presentation, and more commentary from the management is out. But the first take on Trent, revenue is in line, but beat on all the other fronts.
Look at the revenue, number 19.8%. That looks good by itself. But if you look at the historical performance that Trent has had, is that number, pretty much in line?
No, absolutely not. Because if you take a look at a stalwart like Trent, initially when they were picking up momentum right after COVID, we have seen numbers go to the extent of a 40% growth, 50-60% growth on a year-on-year basis. So this 20% growth compared to historical averages is very low, but we also need to keep in mind that the base has gone higher. So the comparable figure is higher now, which means the 20% figure is what the street was working with, and it is in line with those estimates.
Right. So thank you, Snehi, for joining us as we await more granular details on our Trent's results as and when more details come in. Thank you.